Terence McKenna had this idea that the end of history will be the invention of a time machine. And that sounds insane, but look at all the shit happening right now. Oh my God. Doesn't it seem insane? Like, it's crazy the stuff that's going on right now. So, or just look at the ChatGPT, look at this tech. So his idea was we're going to figure out a way to like open up a portal or create a time machine. All points in the future happen simultaneously. This is the singularity. But Josh, here's where it gets weird. This is what I've been thinking. Based on what you're saying, based on this tech, you will be able to take a picture from any time in history. The AI will be able to turn that into 3D space, populate it, potentially do facial analysis of the people in the picture, or you can inform it who the people are, weave pictures together all over the internet that have been timestamped, that have been dated, and essentially create a fucking time machine. In other words, it's not a real time machine, but we will be able to go back into the past using available records, upscaling them, and then just connecting them together. And will it be an actual time machine? No, it'll be the precursor to the time machine Terence McKenna was talking about.
It's a portal.
It's a portal. It's a portal into history using all available data sets. And it gets even weirder when you start thinking about like epigenetics, what they call junk DNA, all the epigenetic trauma, this idea that used to be considered bullshit that you have in your DNA, the trauma of the ancestors, implies an ability to take genetic data and analyze it. And who knows what is stored in there? Could could DNA be the fucking time machine? In other words, DNA has somehow encoded in it in some quantum way everything that happened to everybody because we're all connected. So whatever this thing may be, what we're looking at is a way to technologically distort subjective experience according to one's desires. In other words, your confirmation bias can now be confirmed. You don't have to be wrong anymore. You can be right about whatever your ideas are about anything or what you wish the world was like or what you wanted to see. And this, my friends, because so many people online ask me about this shit, and I don't do it because I don't like getting political. I think it's like divisive. It pisses people off, or it makes people happy, or it just, you become part of a fucking team. And that to me, I think has so many pitfalls in it. But I know, half of you, or a little more than half of you, from your perspective, based on the presidential elections, it's the beginning of the world. You are in like some kind of Garden of Eden experience. You're very excited, hopeful. You feel the thing that people feel when democracy works. You feel justified and good, happy. And then a little less than half of you think it's the end of the world and are freaking the fuck out. So the real question is why? Why? Why is it that Trump got elected instead of Kamala Harris? Kamala. What's the right way? Kamala?
I call her Mamala.
Mamala. So why? That seems to be like, as I'm like going through everything I can find, looking at all the points of view. You've got on one side, like exuberance, joy, and on the other side, despair. And the despair side, the joy side is not really asking why. They know why. And there's lots of opinions about that why, ranging from the will of God to just like an alignment with like what the majority of people in the country want the country to be like. It's everything. But on the other side, the despair side, there seems to be like legitimate confusion. Lots of like, how could this happen again? How could this happen? And the despair seems to be because your idea of what the majority of the country was like was totally off. Like you were wrong. And the reason I think that you were wrong, and the reason I don't think you should be beating yourself up about it too much, maybe you shouldn't feel so much despair. And again, podcaster, comedian, what the fuck do I know? But I'm telling you, here's what happened. Filter bubble. The algorithm started confirming the confirmation bias of the Democratic Party. If you ask me, that's what happened. The analysis of the country that was done by whoever manages a campaign, comes up with talking points, comes up with the way you do a campaign, whoever the fuck or however many people, whoever worked together on that project was looking at data points that were incorrect. The priorities that you guys thought, your priorities, the things you valued the most, climate change, for example, worried about that, the climate collapsing. You thought this was more of a consideration for people than like the economy, or you thought that reproductive rights, more of a consideration for people than impending World War III. And you were almost right, but you were not right all the way. And so this is the danger of this technology. This is where the technology is really tricky, is because what happened is that suddenly I just remember like the interwebs leading up to the election got flooded with all kinds of shit that was definitely propaganda, that was portraying the majority of people everywhere. And this was happening on all the boards. This was happening on like left-wing boards, right-wing boards, in-between boards. There was just this flood of like, Trump's going to lose, Harris is going to win. How does it feel? Depending on the board, you know, some of them were antagonistic. How does it feel that your criminal hero is not going to win? Some of them were logical, rational, based on polling, based on all this data. And it was really confusing to me because, you know, I travel everywhere and I'm fully willing to admit that just because like I'm talking to people in Philadelphia or talking to people here or there, or meeting people, or that my assessment of what people are thinking about in the world could easily just be my own filter bubble. It was very, and I was completely like, maybe I'm wrong here. But most people that I run across, it doesn't seem like they're prioritizing the shit the DNC is saying that everyone's prioritizing. And that's your fuck up. You got stuck in a filter bubble. For better or for worse. You got stuck in a reality that didn't match reality. And that's what's scary about this tech. And that's what we all have to watch out for. Because if you get the idea with confirmation bias, which is that you start seeing things that you want to see, therefore, like you can, like whatever your hypothesis is regarding how things work, your hypothesis is always going to be correct if you aren't looking at all the data showing you that you're wrong. So that's fucked up. That's not how you do science. That's not how you do anything. That's how you get killed. That's how a fucking dog bites you. That's how you set yourself on fire. If your hypothesis is that you're not flammable, and then you're going to set yourself on fire eventually testing. You know what I mean? It's a stupid description from a stupid person. But this is my feeling right now about the whole situation. Everybody on this planet wants to be happy. Everybody on this planet wants food in their bellies, a safe place to live. They want to be able to feed their kids. They want to be able to live whatever life it is that they're living in freedom and joy and happiness. And they don't want to be lonely. And they want to connect. We are creatures that glue to each other. We connect. If your kids are talking to the fucking Roomba and I'm having prolonged conversations with my iPhone, this shows something very hopeful about humanity. We want to connect. That's the truth. We want to connect. And all of this bullshit, this divisive bullshit from two different political camps being fueled by fucking propaganda is giving us an impression that essentially we're two different species living in the same country, the left and the right. Man, fuck that, y'all. Fuck that. I don't mean that. I know it's the most stoner thing to say. I'm sorry. That's what I am. But, man, if this is though the cynical part of me really it feels pretty disconnected from the state, feels like to get too wrapped up in ideology is just to compress yourself into a tiny little compartment that was created by people who don't give a fuck about you, tricking you into this is what you are. And it's sad because you've shrunk down what you are as a human being into something so small. And to realize that despair that you're feeling and that fear that you're feeling and all of this stuff is totally real. And the exuberance that the people who won are feeling, that's real too. Your anger on both sides, it's real. It's totally fucking real. On one side, you're like, fuck you motherfuckers. I was whispering in fucking cafes for 4 years because I didn't want to get fired. On the other side, you're like, they're going to kill me. They're going to fucking kill me. And I would like to imagine that if you really want to understand what people are like, just pull up the videos of people in North Carolina after all that shit got washed away. They don't have a penny to their fucking name, and they're out there giving food to people, giving everything they have, helping clear out rubble. That's what we really are. And there's no politics there. They're not like, hey, are you voting for Trump? You are? Well, you don't get a fucking bowl of soup today, you fascist Nazi fuck. They're just giving them soup. They're not asking about, like, what's your view on gender? They're just giving them food. That's what we are. God damn it, that's what we are. And I just, as much as, like, I hate to say it, let's use the fucking presidential election, even if it is some imaginary demarcation in time space created by fucking power hungry narcissists to give us some sense of control over a robot that we probably lost control of a long time ago. Let's just, for the sake of it, pretend ritualistically that this is a magical moment. If you have despair, or if you're gloating, if you have joy, or you're freaking the fuck out, energy. That's energy. And damn it, here's the bottom line. If on the right, you've been looking at the left and you're like, these motherfuckers, they would arrest us if Harris got elected. They would probably send lots of us to jail. It's the exact same thing that people on the left are thinking now. They're going to arrest us and send us to jail. That's a bad feeling. No one's arresting anyone or sending anyone to fucking jail, probably. I mean, I don't know, maybe. But I don't think so. I could be fucking wrong. But man, if we sort of analyze what just happened, recognize that we're much fucking bigger than our goddamn politics, understand that right now, for those of you who have your gun cocked, not literally, but who are ready to like exact revenge on the people that you just beat, you really need to think about that. I'm not saying don't enjoy a little seething and coping for a few days, but I'm saying long term, if you thought that if Harris got elected, the country was over and you're going to get arrested and they're going to like take away all your rights and your freedoms and punish you for shit that you said, and then you do the exact same thing to the people who lost, what the fuck has changed? Nothing. It's just the exact same situation. Is that what we want to be? That's eternal battle, conflict. Like the hero in the fucking movies. You know, they always maybe not in like some movies I really enjoy, but in general, the heroic attitude, the samurai attitude. Put the sword back in the fucking sheath. You won. You've been proven right. They've been proven wrong politically. So, and then on the other side, come on. You guys got to stop calling over half the country idiots. What are you doing? How's that going to work? No one's an idiot here. Everyone on both sides blasted by hardcore state propaganda. Both sides. For almost a year, we've been getting fucking state propaganda shit into our goddamn amygdalas every time you turn on the fucking TV. So it's like everyone needs like a propaganda pass. Everyone's been propagandized. Everyone's thinks it's the end of the world or the beginning of the world, and it's neither. It's just the world like it always has been and always will be. And I don't know if any of what I just said makes sense, and I'm sorry if I just found a way to offend literally everyone on both sides. But damn it, I got kids. I don't want them to be in some world where like half of the fucking country's evil. That's so fucked up, friends. That's fucked up. You don't want to live in that world, do you? I don't. I don't think it's like that. When everyone I meet, no matter who the fuck they are, right wing, left wing, woke ass Marxist, or just hardcore fucking MAGA Trumper, they're real nice. And everyone really just seems like they really just want to help. That's what I've noticed. It is a rare thing to meet a bona fide asshole out there these days. And I don't think that's a filter bubble thing. I think that's a human thing. So please, friends, enjoy your cope and seethe, but don't let it last for fucking 4 years of being of gloating. Please don't do that. Please. Let's just drop this shit, okay? Let's drop it. Let's all fuck. That's the answer. Just fuck. If you're on the left, fuck a right-wing person. If you're on the right, fuck a communist. Make love, whatever the word you want to use is. We all must come together in an orgiastic ritual of jizz and cum and wash and bathe in each other's squirt and cum. Thank you. This has been the Duncan Trussell Family Hour. I'll see you next week. So dumb.